Domestic and industrial waste has over time proved to have hazardous effects to city dwellers. Companies such as Boredo Supplies Limited have engineered waste management solutions and are recycling plastic and general waste into products.
Boredo Supplies Limited started in the year 2004 when I was still a youth and I was still struggling to get a job also. And I saw this opportunity, and I knew very well by doing something good to the environment will always come back to me, and that made me form a youth group that will help me to start collecting the recyclable waste from the community, from the surroundings. We started with a small group, that is a 10 youth group, with the aim of upgrading our living standard, making sure that our children are going to school with the little that we are getting, because remember, getting a job was not an easy thing during those days. Even up to today.
The farm, situated in the outskirts of Nairobi's CBD, offers solutions such as waste collection, recovery and recycling with an aim to reduce carbon footprint and at the same time encouraging zero waste to landfill.
In Boredo Supplies Limited, environment is everything. Environment is the key. Everybody working for Boredo, everybody, our neighbors, everybody else are involved. We are all talk about environment, on how to prevent and secure a healthy living standard in terms of environmental maintenance.
Boredo Supplies has a range of recycling methods. The company directly recycles luggage straps into weaved baskets. It has employed women who weave this reused raw material, with the process taking about 30 minutes to be transformed into a finished product.
Hii kazi yangu imenilinda kwa familia yangu yote, kampuni yangu yote, vile tunaoshona vikapu tukiuza, faida wananchi wenye tunafanya nao kazi wanafaidika kwa hiyo kazi yenye nafanya hii.
The baskets are then sold at an economy-friendly price to city dwellers that use them for grocery shopping and even as handbags. Through the manufacturing system, Boredo employs hundreds by extension.
Mimi nilitoka tu kwa shule direct form 4 nikatafuta kazi, na hii ndio kulikuwa kazi yangu ya kwanza. Tangu niingie hapa sasa niko na miaka kama 5 hivi. Sijaitafuta kazi mahali pengine. Nafanya kazi hapa Boredo kama loader. Na hii kazi ndio tunaweza sema ni hapa ndio mahali tunapata mkate wetu wa kila siku. Imetusaidia kusomesha watoto.
Now we are around 300 employees for Boredo, that is almost directly, and those who are working indirectly in youth and all that, almost 200 again for us to collect this all over the country now.
In matters of health precautions that we've put in place is basically providing the PPEs. Though PPEs is the last resort, we normally do what we call training so that people handle the waste well. Remember, everything's a hazard, including the acids, other waste, and you never know whoever used the waste that we are coming to our site. So we train our people on how we handle the waste so that we don't get a mix-up of the waste. And I'm glad the government, through the circular economy, is coming up with the policy to ensure that at least waste is segregated at source, because this forms the major hazard. At the time you are doing segregation, we have to ensure that everything is not given, is not taken for a chance, so that our people don't get affected or infected with any waste material that we receive. So PPEs comes as the last resort. Should there be something that had passed or an oversight, it protects the person who is handling the waste.
Once you have dumped your margarine container, the farmhand picks these cans and separates the aluminium foil from the container and the top. After sorting, they are then cut into small pieces and placed under heat. Here the leftover margarine is collected and reused into soap, and after it is all drained, the pieces are taken for further processing to make plastic products. Biofuel is also one of Boredo's end products. Tetra packs and waste paper are taken through shredding, compacting, drying and finally made into biofuel. The pieces can cook longer than the ordinary fossil fuel.
Remember, the circular economy, I think, is what exactly being done in waste management. Because remember, these are just raw materials, and the circular economy, we make sure that the material that you are calling waste, we bring it back rather than going to do a new excavation for plastic and all that. We can reuse and reuse again and treat this waste before it goes back to the environment. Because remember, the more we excavate from the environment searching for these raw materials, we are also damaging our environment. So circular economy, I think, is one of the best way of managing this waste and making sure that whatever products that are coming out as waste are being brought back to the system and work again and again.
Biofuel saves costs from production to consumption. This replaces wood and other forms of fuel such as gasoline that pollute the environment and incur health complications and monetary implications.
We are working with youth, whether you are educated or not, but you are trainable. We are able to train even the street boys who are working together with us to make sure that we take care of our environment. So in Boredo, we don't really take care. So long as in human capacity, we just take anybody above 18, we train. We need to train our young children right from the young age so that they grow up knowing about conserving the environment.
Boredo Supplies Limited deals with plastic waste of all kinds, both domestic and industrial. The plant has a sorting point after segregation of waste. Depending on type, texture, and use, the plastic are shredded into small pieces, washed, dried, and packed ready to use. The packed products are bought by other recyclers depending on their end product.
We have a very good plan that we want to have what we call a sustainability that is beyond 20-30 years to come. And for this reason, I think we are coming up with a facility whereby when you bring waste into Boredo, it comes out as a product. Because remember, whatever we are doing now, we are processing raw material, then we supply to different processors for further processing. But we are looking in a way that once waste enter into Boredo's premises, it comes out as a product, as the one you have just been shown as a pilot project that we are doing.
The farm also uses the crushed plastics to manufacture other plastic products for domestic use, commercial use, and also parts used to assemble machinery.
Awareness creation is also important, and I think we need to have strict regulations, because remember, if you don't give the environment, it will not give back to us. If you don't take care of the waste or we don't manage it well, the same people will get affected or infected with some of these viruses and some of the diseases. So therefore, this calls for the need for awareness to every given person.
With the menace of waste in the city, I think there's a very big solution, especially when the leaders will come out to support the people like Boredo, people who are in waste management, and they start looking waste into a different way altogether as a resource. There's a very huge, and it's manageable. I can assure you that waste is manageable.
Besides turning waste into wealth, Boredo Limited aims to be part of the zero waste to landfill implementation. The farm operates on the important R's in the waste management, which are reducing, reusing, recycling, and recovery.